Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Good Enough Garage. This time you join me in my garage down in Champaign. I'm going to be building a bandsaw. A couple days ago, or technically yesterday, I went to a tool auction for the first time ever, and I had the opportunity to get some awesome stuff. And one of those awesome things was one of these older antique Milwaukee bandsaws. I was thinking, I'm not planning on using this as a handheld deal. I'm probably going to leave it, on my little table here. And I got us thinking, why don't I try to make a little bracket, little mounting thing that I can use to mount this bandsaw to, say, some kind of metal system, and then make it like a pivotable bandsaw, like an actual bandsaw rather than a 30-year-old handheld deal. So, we're going to do that. I am also filming on one of my cameras instead of my phone. If you watch any of our previous videos, we usually use a phone rather than a camera. I bought this camera like 6 months ago thinking I was going to use it, and I never did. So please let me know if you like this, if I should go back to using my phone, anything like that. So, yeah. If you like this kind of stuff, please feel free to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And, yeah, let's get right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is clean this table off because it's filthy. So we'll go ahead and do that. There we go. It is definitely not completely clean, but it is as clean as I want it to be. So I guess now we can start talking about what I'm thinking about doing. So a long time ago when I was building a go-kart, I bought these pillow block bearings. This is basically just a ball bearing in a little metal bracket. It's got a greaser, it's got some set screws, and that kind of stuff, and you can just bolt it to whatever. So this rolls really nice. There's no amount of rattle, and it's better than doing a weird bolt hole thing. I don't really know. So I think we're going to start with this and probably mount it about like right here. Got my other ones around. But mount it right here. And we're going to take this little section of metal. This is a little piece of 1-inch stock that I also was using for that same go-kart project that I never used. And it's going to go right in here. I'm going to have to sand it down or file it down a little bit, but it'll go in there. And then we'll go ahead and start making the bracket for our bandsaw. So I'm going to go over to my grinder and grind this thing down a little bit. See how well it fits in the bearing here. Alright, went ahead and ground off a little bit. I actually really didn't need to even turn it on. So hopefully it should just fit right on in here and slide on into place like so. So now we have a good pivot point for this whole bandsaw thing. So now we need to start taking a look at the bandsaw itself. The way a bandsaw works is pretty simple. There is a saw, band, blade, whatever you want to call it, right here, that's shaped like an oval. And as that thin blade piece of saw, it bends around these two different wheels. Now that turns the blade and turns the blade and turns the blade, and that's how we get the sawing motion. Similar to a hacksaw, it has the same kind of tooth pattern where they are angled. So as long as we don't impede on these wheels, we should be alright. We just need to figure out a way to mount this to a pivoting mechanism. I was also going to say I'm planning on utilizing my vise here as sort of a hold in place deal. That way I can have the saw itself set up right here and be able to bring the saw down and saw this off. Yet also keep the functionality of my vise, and as I can turn the vise around, do whatever I need, weld on it, do all that other stuff, yet still have a nice and usable bandsaw system. I'm planning on putting a level on this as well. That way I can tell what angle it's at, or maybe even a protractor if I get lucky. As you can tell, I have a lot of stuff everywhere, so I don't think we're going to have a shortage of materials, thankfully. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start working on trying to build a bracket slash mount for this. One of my other things I was concerned about is keeping it as a potentially handheld thing as well. So I was thinking maybe I can pop this cover off and check out the wiring, and maybe drill 2 holes into the handle of the thing itself, and that way I can just build a metal bracket, a little T-shape that goes from this all the way over to this, and keep all that functionality. But I guess we'll see how it ends up. If you can't tell, I really need a tripod. My last tripod actually exploded because somebody dropped something on it. So like and subscribe if you like these videos so I can buy a new tripod. Thank you. Anyway, let's get back to working on this. So I've got the handle put off here, and you can kind of see the whole little finger trigger assembly. I actually looked, and it has a speed adjustment system on the trigger, which is neat. I didn't see that. But anyway, that shows that we can try to put a hole right here, and maybe right around here. As long as we keep the wires out of the way. I really don't want to damage any of the wires. If we do, that's not that bad. I'll just fix it. But other than that, I think I'm going to go ahead and start spotting out where I want to put all this, and we can start drilling holes in the handle. Alright, we got 2 1/4-inch holes drilled into the handle with 2 carriage bolts right here. Now, the reason I'm using carriage bolts is I don't like using just normal old bolts because, well, I just don't. So I'm not going to. I'm going to now cut up this, well, I already cut it, but I'm going to drill a hole in this piece of metal, and that will fit this piece of metal right across here. That will give me plenty of room to take the rest of this stock here, to cut it, and then weld it to this, and then add that to this. That will let me have a very firm pivot angle, and hopefully it shouldn't damage anything on the handle. I'm also going to have to look into making a way to hold the trigger down when I am doing this. Or, well, I guess I just have to hold the trigger down the entire time I'm cutting something, which would be a bear to do, but anyway, it's not that big of a deal. I'll figure it out one way or the other. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and drill this. Speaking of drilling, if you guys live in the Midwest like I do, please go to Menards. I got this whole kit, 250-piece kit, for like $25. Extraordinarily good deal. Highly recommend, 10 out of 10. Got my pilot hole drilled, and I was just going to say I'd managed to not snap this tiny little drill bit off. I thought that was a feat considering I weigh like 260, so I thought I was going to snap this sucker off, but here we are. I'm going to go ahead and bump up to a 1/4 inch, and we'll get this plate mounted up. I was just thinking, I haven't told Otto that I'm making a video about this. I told him I wanted to make one of these bandsaw things here. So I'm thinking we should probably call him and tease what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and do that. If he picks up the phone.
Hey, what's up?
Otto, what you doing?
Nothing much.
Cool. Well, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I'm making a YouTube video, and I'm kind of wanting it to be a surprise. I'm working out here in my garage on this little project, and I thought I'd tease it for you.
It's sweet. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Well, what you doing?
Nothing much.
Yeah?
Oh, also, you know what I thought of? We should, we might be able to look into, instead of just buying cans of brake clean, do a big pressurized thing of it and buy it in bulk.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say,
You know, like, you pump it up,
yeah.
that kind of thing, yeah.
You can buy a barrel, like a 50-gallon barrel of brake cleaner off of Amazon for literally like like $400 or $500.
We that much, but
Hey, I don't see. We'll just never have to go to the parts store for brake clean again. We just can't have people smoke in the shop.
yeah.
Other than that, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Probably save a lot of money doing that, actually.
That's what I was thinking.
But anywho.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's basically all I had to say.
Oh, nice.
I'll have to. You'll get to see what I'm making a video about. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you'll have fun. I promise.
Oh boy.
All right, Otto. Well, I guess I'll have to holler at you tomorrow.
Yeah,
and
sounds good.
If I get this video done, if I get the filming done tonight, I'll probably edit it tomorrow, and it'll be out probably tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll see. That's if my work ethic is good enough.
Yeah. Well, sounds good.
All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Yep. See ya. Bye.
Yeah.
Just got our other hole drilled, and I gotta tell you, I think this is the best drill I've ever owned. Especially these drill bits. I wasn't expecting these to be that good. They went straight through that like nothing. Alrighty. We got this piece of metal on there, and it is on there. I was worried that this thing was going to flex. I don't think it's going to flex anymore because that sucker is solid. So now, we're going to go through and we are going to take these gears off of this rod. And then we're going to take that and move it, of course. And we're going to figure out where we exactly want to have this thing moved. Because the problem is these things are kind of at an offset. If you see the blade and you see my handle, it's an offset. So if I want to have like a proper style bandsaw, I'm going to have to figure out a way to have it either here or to turn it around and have it like here, but like right here. So we're going to see what design will work best with the rod design, and then we will break out my Lincoln welder, which is somewhere. There it is. And we will weld this sucker up. Keep in mind, it is like, I don't even know what time it is. It's late. Probably 10 or so o'clock. So, I don't know if I will be keeping I don't know if I will be filming this entire night. Depends on how I'm feeling. So, I guess we'll see how that goes. Alright, we have the pivot made. It rolls really nicely, believe it or not. You guys have seen us weld hundreds of times probably on this channel, so I decided not to bore you with the specifics. But we are nice and welded up. That's pretty much it. I'm going to take this bar off, weld this to that bar, and we'll have the absolute basics of our bandsaw done. I also wanted to point out both of those cans were sitting right there next to my generator engine there. So it's a miracle I didn't blow up. By the way, I'm going to be putting this engine into a golf cart, just like we did on Otto's golf cart. So keep your eyes open and ready, because that's going to be awesome. Alright, here is my, I guess you could call it my prototype. I went ahead and welded the bar to the bracket that I made on the bandsaw, and it works pretty well. The only problem I'm having right now is it's a little too low for what I'm hoping, so what I'd like to do is try to find a block of wood or something that I can bolt to this, and then bolt both of these bearings to it. That way our whole little, the blade will be flat when it's all the way extruded. So I'm going to have to look around for that. I may end up making this a 2-part video, or maybe even a 3-part video, because I would really like to make like a nice looking bandsaw rather than a bunch of metal welded together with some ball bearings. But I guess you'll just have to I guess you'll have to, like and subscribe, and you'll get to see where whatever happens to it. You can kind of see what I'm talking about a little bit better. I might get away with just taking that 2x4 over there and cutting it up into pieces and doing it that way. Because it feels really nice. I mean, it doesn't look that great, but it feels really nice. It'd be a lot better with a big trampoline spring in there to hold it up and all that stuff, but we'll get to that in a later video. But other than that, I think I know what my next plan of action is. Next time I make a video, I'll be sure to make some blueprints for this thing to kind of show you guys what I'm thinking, rather than doing it and then taking videos of it. But yeah. Anyway, I think I'm about to cut the video short tonight. It's pretty late. I will probably post this, and I guess you guys are just gonna have to stay tuned for the next video I have planned for this. I am gonna try to make this into like a little series. I know it's very different from what we usually do. I would like to start getting into tools, talking about tools, maybe making my own tools, because as you can tell, I have a lot of them. I've been collecting tools for really only a couple months now. I've always had like a little box that I put all my stuff in, but I guess we can have a little story time, I guess, right now. My first real toolbox was this big box right here. I got this Sears Craftsman toolbox from my neighbors. My neighbors, the Stone Ciphers, moved up to Arizona, and when they moved, they called me up and said, "Hey, we've got a toolbox for you to have." And of course, me thinking, hey, free tools, let's go. I went over and got it, and it was a toolbox full of tools. I've still got a lot of them in there. I just haven't had a chance to use them. But I've had that box about 4 or 5 months now, and I really like it. I've decorated it a little, as you can see, a lot of magnets. This is my other box. It's another Craftsman. I got it about 2 or 3 weeks, or about a week ago, actually. My boss was cleaning up an old house, and he just gave it to me. This is basically the premise of what I've got. I kind of want to start a mini-series on here talking about tools and how they've come to be, like Snap-on, Craftsman, DeWalt, Allen, basically all those other little tool brands. And, making a little mini-series about how they came to be, all their other stuff. I think it's a cool idea, but we'll see how it goes. Well, other than that, I think I'm going to have to cut the video short here. I know it's not a very big video. It's probably not going to get very many views knowing our channel, but definitely tune in, maybe like and subscribe. One of these days you'll see how I can get this thing, going. I'm thinking about making some holes, or getting some more steel and making brackets that go all the way through the handle on both sides, and then making an arm, and then using it that way. And that way I can throw some quick disconnects for it. That way I can pull the thing off and use it as I need. But we'll see how it goes. I guess if you like the video, like and subscribe. Hit the bell, all the stuff that the big YouTubers say. Come back to our channel. We make cool stuff, I promise. Thanks for watching, and have a good night. See ya.